Ew. Okay, and we are back. So, this first half of Throwback Thursday just finished. We saw some planes and we saw some trains. Now it's time to see some automobiles. And, um, give me just another moment to check one thing real quick like. Katamari game PS2 with a light blue cover. Might be the original. I think We Love Katamari also is largely light blue. Those were the two PS2 ones. It's gotta be one or the other. Come on, work with me here. Looking up something real quick here. Okay. So, the first automobile game that I will play will actually involve a Jeep. And it is a shoot 'em up. Now, Silkworm is actually a very, very special game for me when it comes to streaming here, because, as you may or may not be aware, Silkworm was the very first game that I streamed. It was the one and only game that I played on my very first test stream. Back on the 1st of February. Yeah, that's what I'm going to be playing. I will draw your attention up to the top of the screen there, where you can see the heli top score of 37,200 and the Jeep top score of over 1.5 million. Yeah, those are pretty indicative of my best efforts with the two vehicles. I don't know how anybody can play this game as the helicopter at all. Sometimes I forget that you can play as the helicopter, but the Jeep is awesome. I do have a nice high score highlight for the game, but I will see if I can improve upon that. Chris Dude 15, welcome. Good to see you here. Didn't see you sneak in. Must have been during the break. Yes, I am very fond of my Katamari Damacy soundtrack discs. I think I use them about half the time, somewhere between a third and a half the time. That'll end up being the music I play. Yes, you definitely want to keep. It's a good thing that this game keeps track of high scores separately for the two vehicles, because it really is a big difference between them as far as how the game plays. Nothing wrong with lurking. Nothing wrong with lurking at all. Alright, so I had better be able to show off the 500,000 point trick here, because that is something that really needs to be in a Throwback Thursday. Although I did cover it in my isolated highlight from that first stream. I am hoping that I can pull it off here. Okay. So, we've got the Jeep at the bottom, we've got a fire button, we've got a jump button, and we have an additional button that changes the angle of the gun. That's what up and down does with the Jeep. It changes the gun angle. That was a terrible, terrible start. That is worth a melee right there. Let's try that again. The third button, if you've seen the actual arcade cabinet, it's on top of the joystick. It's one of those buttons that you'd hit with your thumb while you're moving around. It's actually very convenient there. On my controller here, I put it on the bumper. Get as close to that as I can. Now, if you destroy enough enemies and a power-up vehicle will appear, destroy it and a power-up spawns, but in a manner very similar to, ooh, here we go. In a manner very similar to Star Force, another Tecmo shooter. You have got to be kidding me here. These are terrible, terrible starts I'm getting. Sheesh. You'd think I'd be a speedrunner or something with all the resetting I'm doing here. There is a way of destroying the power-up ships before they fully form, and if you do so, they spit out 2 power-ups instead of 1. Not only is this as useful as it sounds, but it is also absolutely key to earning the game's grand prize. Tecmo, again, loves putting things in their game. It's incredibly valuable secret bonuses. Oh, you're kidding me! Nuts! It's not good. Well, if messing up the first one shouldn't be a problem, as long as I take the proper precautions. Which I haven't. At least it gives me a more opportunity to talk about the game a little here. Yeah, as you probably noticed, it can be played with 2 players simultaneously. One is the helicopter, one is the jeep. I feel so sorry for that helicopter player. The number of enemies you need to defeat in order to get the power-up ship to appear is actually always showing on the screen. It's not the easiest thing to see in the first stage. It's at the bottom center. And for some strange reason, it's in hexadecimal. No idea why. None. One more will do it. There we go. In order to break these things early, it's the silver portion you need to break down. There we go. Alright, so the twin power-up, that's kind of obvious. I'm now shooting, you know, twice the bullets here, 2 separate angles. The other sort of snake-looking item, I tend to call it the recoil. I have no real idea why, except maybe that is a slight pun on the snake it looks like. It's an auto-fire. You can just hold in the fire button. That's what I'm doing right now to get this, this shot pace going. Yeah, the button on the joystick is a toggle. While you're holding it in, your gun is mirror imaged, the angle that it fires at. Once you have both of those power-ups in your life, and if you lose a life, you lose those power-ups. Yeah, the power-up ships will start dropping out those little eagles instead that are worth 10,000 points apiece. All the power-ups that you collect increase your rank. You can see that in the top left corner there. I've got that little badge and then 4 bars that have filled up next to it because I've grabbed 4 power-ups. The next one will give me a rank increase, as it were. The badge shape itself will change. So your greatest weapon in this game, those mines on the ground, actually contain these sort of little tingle fields, I tend to call them, perhaps ironically. Yeah, those little sparkly things can be used for 2 purposes when they pop out. You can drive into it and it will give you temporary invulnerability. Or you can shoot it out and it functions as a Mega Crush. It will damage all the enemies on the screen. including those flying in the background. Look at that. Bang! And those totally count as kills for the purposes of getting that next power-up ship to show up. Much of the survivability in later levels is dependent on timing when you take out those mines, getting the power-ups from them. The vulnerability items from them, I should say. The tingle fields. These little balls that enemies tend to roll don't count as enemies that I destroy. The missiles fired from those turrets do. Especially those that fire the missiles at 3 separate angles. I usually don't want to destroy them right away. I want to get some of their missiles. I do need to get lots of power-up ships to show up, and I need to try to double them all up, because I only have so much opportunity to max out my rank before I get the grand prize. Should still be good enough. Yes, there we go. One of the most important things you need to learn when you're playing as the Jeep is the gun angles. There are only certain angles that your gun will ever be at. Knowing what they are, and of course their mirror images, is key to having the proper angle to attack your opponents. See, I want to try to get a number of those missiles before I break the turrets. There we go. I almost grabbed that too soon. Actually, it looks like I did grab it too soon. There we go. They gave me just enough time to grab that one. If the twinkles are actually still showing on your vehicle, and you touch another one, then you destroy that other tingle field. You get the Mega Crush effect. You're still invulnerable for a time after the twinkles go away, while your Jeep is glowing, and at that point you can pick up another tingle field and it will reset the invulnerability for you. Yeah, those balls are one of the biggest nuisances you have to deal with as the Jeep. Oh, I hate these guys so much. It's not how many times you hit them, it's where you hit them. You gotta get them right in the cockpit in order to destroy them. Those helicopters with the spinning blades, I mean. Sometimes the game is just not obliging. Bye. The fact that you can destroy the enemies in the background of one of those is such a nice touch. Not that big one though, that thing is invulnerable. And now it does this silly little thing, dropping all these little sort of toy vehicles out. And none of those count as enemies for spawning a power-up ship either. Here we are. Oh, I almost totally screwed myself there. Yeah, the power-up items do give you a very short invulnerability when you grab one, so just had that going for me. This boss comes with accompaniment. It's no big deal. Ooh, that guy almost snuck right into my backside there. Whew. This bonus that you get at the end of each level is 100 points for each enemy you have destroyed through the entire game up to that point. So it's very important to get a good start in this game. Alright, so this stage here, Wave 5, there will be a 500,000 point item available for me if I manage to get my rank maxed out before the end of it. And I should be able to. It actually looks like I'm only one power-up item away from doing it. Rank actually does have an effect, by the way. I haven't lost any lives yet, but if I did, my new lives would actually come into play with power-ups already intact. I have actually maxed out the rank. You can see there are no more bars. Instead, there's a nice golden eagle sitting there. Oh, that was unfortunate. Well, actually, you get to see it now. Because I am max rank, I get to keep my power-ups now. My new lives come into play with both of those power-ups present. If you destroy all the blocks on top of that spinning door, you destroy the door itself. That's a good thing. Buff Muffin! That is a fantastic handle! Thank you for that, I greatly appreciate it. Hope you enjoy your stay here. Okay, so I just need to make it to the end of the stage here, and inside of this statue of Neptune, if I shoot it, is a black eagle. Special bonus, 500,000 points. That's the grand prize right there. If you do not have max rank when you get there, there will still be a black eagle present in that statue, but it will be a smaller one. And it will only be worth 100,000 points, not 500,000. Picking it up will max out your rank, no matter what it was. But if your rank is already maxed out, you get the grand prize. That's how you do that. From there, it's just a matter of... damn. It's just a matter of how long you can last against the onslaught. This is a good time to talk about the bosses. They alternate between those giant helicopters and those giant tanks. The helicopters are very easy for the Jeep. You can literally just get under them and pound the crap out of them. It's not that hard. They can drop balls, but you'll typically shoot them out. The tank is really hard. The tank would normally be a lot easier for the helicopter players than it would be for the Jeep players. And that was sort of how the game was designed. That it's supposed to go back and forth. But as it turns out, there's a neat little thing that you can do with the Jeep that actually makes the tanks pretty much just as easy to face as the helicopters. And that is to jump once. At this angle, I can shoot out all the balls that it rolls, and I can hit its sweet spot with the upward angling gun. That is how you deal with the tanks. Yeah, this game does something mean. From this stage on, if you were to continue, this is where you would start, at the beginning of this wave. So if you want to finish the game, you've got to be able to clear the last few stages all on one credit. If you want to see the ending, you've got to earn it. Ooh, whoops, I did not want to blow that one up. I wanted to collect it. Okay. We're still good. Yeah, when I was talking about the gun angles for the Jeep. Ooh. Okay, got it. Get out of my face, all of you. Yeah, so you've got several angles that you can fire at. Moving up and down adjusts them. But there is one magic angle for the Jeep. I call it that because you can press up and down all you want. He will not fire at that angle. He will go from this angle to this angle. Bullets into the ground to not firing straight, parallel to the ground. Up and down will not get you that magic angle. For whatever reason, for better or worse, every time you jump, the gun is set to that magic angle. No matter what angle you had it at, you jump and that's the angle you end up with. And that's the only way to get that angle. Pressing up or down, you will skip past that angle every single time. You have to jump to be firing both straight and up slightly at an angle. And that is the key to fighting the boss tanks. It's to jump and get the magic angle. Then you just position yourself so that your upper shot is hitting their weak point, that red spot. And you can usually just sit there and be just fine. Whew, that was a little rough. Oh, ow! That was a close one. Yeah. Ah! They got me on that one. Oof. Ooh, I barely fit through there. No, that was... As you can see, this game gets more than a little brutal. Oh, damn. That was really... I'm on my last vehicle now. Ah! No, they got me. That was brutal. But that was also a far, far better score than I had before, yeah. So, so I guess I can actually replace my, my first ever highlight from my first ever stream, because that was actually a much better showcase of the game, too. Much better score. I might leave the original around. just to, just to mark that day, my very first stream. But yeah, that was a much better run, and I had been wanting for quite some time to give Silkworm the Throwback Thursday treatment, and it absolutely just got it, and I am extremely happy with that. That, I figure, could not have gone better. I have made it past that stage. I've actually made it to the final stage of the game. Way back when in the arcade, I never actually finished it. Hopefully someday I will actually make that happen. Yeah, the one thing that I was looking up before I actually played this was the date on that, because I honestly didn't remember when my first stream was, but apparently it was the 1st of February. I'll probably leave it there just as a reminder of that. But yeah, I've also got yeah, I'll have a much better score to put there. Yeah, that's great stuff. I wish I still had my past broadcasts in my first. Yeah, it's like I knew I wasn't going to be able to keep the broadcast itself there indefinitely, but I did highlight, you know, that one good scoring run, and that's will hopefully stick around. And yeah, I'm gonna leave it there. I'm gonna leave it there. But yeah, that is how you play the Jeep in Silkworm. It's not that hard to learn. As you can see, the game does get very, very brutal, and just getting things properly started is a bit of a challenge, as perhaps you noticed. But yeah, that is one of the more fun vehicle-based shoot 'em ups that I'm familiar with. The next game that I will present to you is a game known by multiple names. It's another Data East tile. It's another Data East title, and in the Arcade Classics disc I mentioned in the first half there, it is actually called by its world name, Burnin' Rubber. It's a sort of original proper title, but especially in the United States, where I am from, it is much better known for its name here of Bump and Jump. And I think the reason why I wanted to do this one next... Oh, okay. This game might be Slightly on the loud side. Let me turn that down a bit. Should do. Bump and jump. I think part of the reason why I wanted to show this one next is that this is another game that has a massive semi-secret score bonus built into it. And it is, again, not the easiest thing in the world to do. In fact, I might not even succeed in showing it off, but I will try. I'll try to. So the objective in this game is to simply make it across. Get as far as you can. You've got the joystick. Up is to accelerate, down will decelerate. And your speed in kilometers per hour is always showing there on the screen, that green number near the upper left. And that needs to be at least 3 digits for the button to do anything. It causes your vehicle to jump pretty high, pretty far. The other vehicles on the road, you don't immediately blow up if you hit them. Instead, you sort of nudge each other. You can knock them around. And you get points by causing them to smash by hitting them into walls. Yeah, hitting a rock will take you out in one. It is also possible to land on vehicles by jumping into them. That will KO them. Yeah, 32 courses in the game, quite a bit. And you get a bonus at the end of each stage. But yeah, all that bumping and jumping, if you want the good score in this game, you actually need to do none of that. You actually want to avoid the other cars and not break a single one of them. This may sound like it's not very... Ooh, whoops. This may sound like it's not very conducive to scoring. But it is... Yeah. Sometimes you'll see those little warning messages pop up telling you that there's a jump up ahead that's pretty much required, and if you're not going fast enough... Oop. Some of them you can actually skirt around, but generally speaking, yeah, you're going to want to be able to... Ah! Stop! Friggin' stupid! Ah! Nuts. I may as well just restart this one. All the points that you might possibly get for breaking enemy cars along the way will never even remotely come close to what you get for finishing a course without any vehicles being destroyed. Without a single one of them. Highway chase, that alien. Yeah, burning rubber. I would love to get my hands on a super gun. That would be a great, great piece of hardware to have. My poor attacks machine down in the garage probably misses me so much. It needs a new monitor. A super gun would be another solution to that problem. Oh, come on. Oof. It's okay to bump other vehicles. You just need to not have any of them get destroyed. And they're not dumb enough to just run into the walls or the water or anything without your direct influence. Ooh. Whoa, I cut that kind of close. But they do get a little aggressive, and if they get in your face and start nudging you around, they might end up ricocheting off of you and into a wall, and that's a bad thing. Ooh, I'm surprised I pulled that off. Whoa. Oh, come on, don't play me like that. Get away. Uh-oh. Got it. Okay. You smashed 0 cars. Bonus points are extra. 50,000. 50 frickin' thousand. Oops. Yes, pacifist run in this game is extremely important. I mean, these cars here with the skulls on them, I'm not going to try to get through another level without smashing them here. Yeah, you see, you usually get like between 200 and 500 points for taking out a car. It would take fully 100 of them at the maximum value. So I actually totally lost track of my own car in that exchange. There we go. In order to make up for that pacifist bonus there, so to speak, 50,000 for not breaking any of them. FunSpot most definitely has one of these, and they have used it in the tournament, much to the consternation, of many a player, because the way that you have to play this game for a good score can be more than a little frustrating. It's bad enough when you're just trying to get, you know, a decent run going for whatever purpose. When you're in an actual tournament, it's a thing. Yeah, you do get a bonus, an extra 400 for everything you've smashed, but as you can see, I got around 10,000 points, a little less than 10,000 points that stage. Not smashing anything, 50,000. Yeah, it's that much of an influence on the score, it's just ridiculous. Ooh! Oh, there are actually quite a few of them out there, but generally speaking, they are fairly uncommon. I remember the PC shooter Platypus. I should show that off on stream at some point. Figure out a way to do that. Same initials input from Burger Time. That has a pacifist bonus for the first stage. Gives you extra bonus power-ups at the end of it if you manage that. I recently learned that Alcon, which I played, it was on my first Throwback Thursday actually that I played Alcon. I didn't even know about this until came up on one of Matt Hall's main roulettes. Lord BB-8 showed off that if you not touch the joystick for your first life in that game and just let the enemies shoot you down, at the start of your next life, you come in with a sizable rack of power-ups. And that can actually be a very useful exchange, especially when you're first learning the game. So that's something that it's going to make me want to play Alcon again at some point on a Thursday so that I can include that tidbit that I didn't know about. That would be the second time that he has introduced me to some secret in a game that I didn't know about. So that is Bump and Jump. I got a pacifist level in, and that's all I really wanted to make happen. That happened. I am fine with that. Okay, I had to play some pure racing game, and if for no other reason than my own personal satisfaction, I figured the one that I would play is Road Fighter. This is what, 84 is it? Yeah. This is another one that I was familiar with as a result of Game Room on the Xbox 360. And I still don't have a gold medal score in it. And that has been driving me nuts, no pun intended, for a very sizable amount of time. We're talking years here. Yes, Muta Warrior, indeed. In Shinobi, yeah, if you finish a level without ever shooting, you get a 20,000 point bonus. It's even bigger in Shadow Dancer. It's 100,000. Yeah, it's all about that. That sort of special bonus. Watching a true Shinobi expert at play it's just fantastic. Yeah, when Shinobi was in the MAME Decathlon once years ago, I was like, please let me be the ref for that game. I want to see the best people in the world play that game. I was not disappointed. It's great stuff. Yeah, I haven't spent much time with Shadow Dancer. I really should get more of that in when I get the chance. Those are both fantastic, fantastic games. It's kind of a shame that they ended up not making more of them in that sort of Rolling Thunder style ilk. Ah, well. So, Road Fighters, it's your pretty basic, straightforward, drive up the street, dodge other cars games. But it is a Shadow Dancer is the sequel to Shinobi. Simply put, I know I've played it on stream before. It's probably been a while. Actually, I'm not sure I've even played Shinobi. Come to think of it, I'm not sure I ever played the original. Oh wow! Stage before the final boss on 1 credit. That's very, very good. That Shinobi is a tough game. A very tough game. I usually make it a point to get the special bonus on the first stage, but from there on I don't really bother. Yeah, I do pretty much the same thing with Shadow Dancer. Let's see here. 2 buttons? Yes. Yep, it's your typical race against a bunch of other cars that have massive acceleration and you have a slightly higher top speed. Isn't that the way all of these work? So the number one thing that Road Fighter is known for, what makes it stand out, is the way that you skid when you hit other vehicles. And that there's a certain realism, as it were, when it comes to recovering from a skid. That you actually have to steer in the direction of the skid in order to recover. As risky as that sounds. The game being named Road Fighter is actually not all that... Oh, damn. Can't recover from hitting a truck, though. It's not that unrealistic a choice of term. Because... the game actually does sort of have a battlefield mentality to it in the way that you need to play, the way that you need to be very aggressive in how you drive. Thank you for that, I greatly appreciate the follow. Hope you continue to enjoy your time here. Oof. Yeah, knowing how to take a hit is key to surviving in this game. Knowing how to struggle when you take a hit. If it's often instinct when you see your car just suddenly sliding to the left out of control. You'll typically want to move to the right. That will get you in trouble. That will actually get you spun out. Ah, yeah, I didn't recover from that hit fast enough. Yeah, this is not gonna go well. The game definitely Ooh, that was terrible. The game definitely rewards proper skill. You may have noticed those sort of rainbow-colored cars that come by, and those are bonuses. You can actually run over those and get points. The more of them that you get without crashing, the more they become worth. Their point values increase. Ah, Spy Hunter. Spy Hunter is going to be a... Spy Hunter would be a difficult game to try to control with a joypad. That, and I'm not very good at Spy Hunter, to be completely honest with you. But that is definitely a very, very popular game. I suppose I might be able to squeeze it in at the end. We'll see, see how things go. I do want to... Oh, nasty spin out there. You can actually do a bit of pinball against other vehicles. Ah, come on, again? Seriously? Urgh. There are some extra little sort of hidden bonuses, but they're pretty much all predicated on not crashing. Ugh, there's the bonus car there. Only those sort of darker colored cars that look like they have cannons mounted to the top of them are the actual other participants in the race. The rank that you see listed there is based entirely on how many of those you've managed to pass. And at the end of each segment, you do get a bonus for based on your current rank. It's so weird seeing like Spy Hunter 2. A lot of the various classics collections on consoles have included that. It just looks and feels so different from the original. It looks more like, you know, it's got those sort of like Rampage style graphics to it. It almost seems out of place. There we go. Oh, come on! Ugh, damn it. Yeah, certain things like trains and... actually, I didn't even think of that. But yeah, planes and trains! This game fits the theme even better than I realized. Kind of forgot about that. Planes and trains will show up in certain places if you manage to go long enough without crashing, and you'll earn bonus points when they pass by. As a matter of fact, Konami Man will show up. Ugh, really? Oh, man. Konami Man will actually show up as well, manage to make it far enough. So once again, those were whatever. That was a crappy score anyhow. I don't even care. I'm not going to attempt to play that a third time right now. So yeah, so that was Road Fighter. I wanted to get in at least one really classic style racing game, and that was definitely the right choice of the one to pick. Yeah, there are no gas stations. I believe, I might be mistaken about this, but I think the bonus cars, when you pick them up, actually give you a small amount of fuel. Yeah, they do. It's not much at all, but every little can help. Yeah, well, I think it's more of a Konami Man than it is a Superman. But yeah, every now and then, if you make it far enough without crashing, he'll actually replace the plane that you'll see. I think it is Konami Man. Yeah, yeah. Good luck making him show up. I'm far too out of practice to make that happen, but that is definitely something that can happen. Action fighter. Don't recognize it by its name. Uh, but if you mention it, I will write it down real quick. Super locomotive is another one I need to. Action fighter. Writing it down right below super locomotive. Okay. So I will do another straight up racing game, and this one is a little Arcus. Good to see you here. Also, the great Saxon man. I saw you sneak in there. Good to see you. Yes, planes, trains, and automobiles is the theme. It was the best way of putting together the various games that I felt like playing. Simply put, but it has actually worked pretty well as a theme here. So the next game I'm going to play, I'm actually going to use my very underutilized other stream layout for a very good reason. Yeah. So this is Buggy Boy. FunSpot has one of these. It is always impressive to see that cockpit there, and its 3 monitor setup. So you may wonder, yeah, what I'm gonna do with all that black around it, because it's a 3 monitor game squashed down. Well, I actually have an alternate solution to that. I've only used this once before, and that was when I played Darius. There are not a whole lot of 3 monitor games out there. Warrant. There we go. That is not scaling properly. Now, why is that? That's not good. Let's see. That's not what I want to do. Let me get that fixed. That's very unfortunate. There we go. That's the way it's supposed to look. Much better. Of course, I do still have a lot of black around my marquee, but what are you gonna do? I don't have this up often enough for me to have, come up with various bits of graffiti to put around. You had a dream last night you were watching the movie? Wow. Yeah, not a whole lot of games have a 3 monitor setup. I mean, there's Darius the Ninja Warriors, Buggy Boy here. Actually, that might be it. Until you get into things like Galaxian Cubes, the theater style games from the late 90s, early 90s, around there. TX1, I have no idea. Yeah, I don't use this layout very often. I only pull it out when I actually have a 3 monitor game so that I can actually scale things up to where you can see it. But it is all the same. There's an awful lot of empty space there, admittedly. And it's not the most convenient of things as a direct result. So this is gonna have analog controls to it, isn't it? Yeah, it is. probably it'll map to the D-pad by default, and I can probably feather it well enough for this. I'm guessing I've got oh, it's actually got a pedal. Okay. Oh. So this might not be so bad, actually. See how it goes. I have played this at Fun Spot before, but I don't have a lot of experience with it. Ooh, that is hypersensitive. That's probably going to be virtually unplayable. I might have to mess with the settings a bit after all. They did make a single cabinet, one monitor version of this game. Oh yeah, that car is oversteering fiercely. I'm just gonna have to, do something about that. That digital speed needs to go down a lot. That will probably, oops. That will probably suffice. Let's see. I'm just gonna... No, that's still going very quickly. I apologize for not having gotten around to fixing this in advance. By all rights, I should have. Let's try 2. I will reset the game once I... No, it's going all the way down to 1. All the way down to 1. And, probably gonna lower the sensitivity a bit as well, too. Ooh. Yeah, it definitely seems to be angling back and forth very quickly. In fact, I'm probably going to have to lower the sensitivity even further. Let's try 10. That sounds about right. Yeah, look at that. It's still just plowing through these. Let's try the west course. Yeah, it's... on emulator, you definitely miss out on some of the, What? Why did the vehicle just suddenly come to a stop on me? I was holding in the accelerator. Oh, jeez. Yeah, I am definitely going to have to take some, time to better tweak the settings. But I'm not going to do that right now. Yeah, this game, to really get the full experience of it, you really do need to play it on the original, cockpit. When you've got those extra monitors to the side of you, you have that whole panoramic view of the road. But otherwise, as you can see, it's actually got quite a bit to it. It's got the whole slalom sense to it. You've got flags you can run over for points. It's got the gates, and of course the time gates add time back into the clock, and that's the real key to making it into it. Yeah, it definitely had a cockpit. There was also a version of it that was just, your typical one stand-up machine, and it's essentially just this center monitor. But really, this is the full experience. This is, if you went to Fun Spot, this is what they would have. This is what you would see. You've got the 3 monitors there. It's yeah, beautiful. Cripple 2 Bassist Quest. That's an interesting handle there. Thank you for the follow. I greatly appreciate that. I hope you enjoy your stay here. So yeah, I will probably spend a little more time trying to get this better playable. Actually show off a bit more of it. But you pretty much saw everything that I wanted to show. It's, you know, the vehicle is, you know, delightfully bouncy. It leaps off of logs quite well. When the controls are properly set and they're nice and responsive, you know, dodging those rocks, gates, and whatnot comes pretty smoothly. Two-wheeling it for a bit there. Yeah, the controls are there. The game is fun, and it's very pretty. It's nice having that panoramic view, as it were, as you're going along. and it's one of the more frequently heard games in the background at Fun Spot. Actually, its little music theme can be heard from a good distance away. All right, so that is Buggy Boy. I will go back to my typical layout here to move on. Alright, after that, I definitely want to have a D-pad in my hands, and this next one here, we're going back to Konami here. This is a game that I did not know about at all until, once again, Game Room on the 360. Here we go again. Funny that. This game is incredibly pretty. Like, astoundingly beautiful. And how this ended up being as obscure as it is, I have no idea. This game is fantastic. Buttons? Does it actually use 3 buttons? City Bomber. Wait for the demo to come. 573. That's Konami's Goro Awase number. Konami. Yeah, you can see the weapons that it gives you. Bump and jump style leaping, but you can also shoot. And it definitely loves its sprite scaling. Let's get this going. 3CF Creations, good to see you here. Yes, I did in fact do the train games. That was the second hour that I did those. Played some Time Tunnel and of course Locomotion, which you might remember from back in the Intellivision days. Pull some bombers out of civilization. What city needs bombing? Yeah, so you play the bad guy in this game. You just robbed a casino. Time to get on out of here. Colored cars have your power-ups. definitely want a jump wing. Note that you can actually destroy the buildings on the side. Nope. Gotta time it just right to get that helicopter down. There we go. Oof. Bloody hell. Gives you oh, we're okay. The game gives you rally driver style notifications when the road is going to take a sharp turn. Dissuade that truck from advancing. There we go. Stage complete. Yeah, this game is beautiful. Great fun. How this game is so unknown is beyond me. It is fantastic. Oh! Didn't drink. That's gonna slow me down. Ugh. These trees, though. Getting the buzzsaw at the beginning of the level makes these a lot easier to deal with, but yeah, I didn't get it. And they are actually the key to getting a high score in this game. The trees are just worth so much. I seem to recall there being some technique where you can essentially sort of slow... Ooh, damn. Sort of slow down in front of them and actually get credit for hitting them multiple times. Something to that effect? Oh, really? Yeah, the trees are worth a lot of points, like 10,000 apiece. I think they can perhaps even be juggled if they're KO'd. There's the buzzsaw. Yeah. I think I'm gonna have, like, actually very low on time. I'm not sure I'll make it to the gate in time. Oh, I definitely won't now, that's for certain. Darn. I will try that again. I can make it further than that. Let's see if I can actually make that happen. Yeah, this is a beautiful, beautiful game. I did accidentally put in that second credit earlier on too, so I'll go ahead and play that out. Friend of mine actually has my score in this game on Xbox Live beaten, and I'm not happy about that. Let's see if I can manage to complete a ooh! Spun out there. Yeah, the helicopter's bombs actually create potholes. You may have noticed that I'm actually shooting in midair. It actually scales my shot up. That's how you hit the helicopter. You actually, I actually jumped into its underside there. You do have a lot more control over turns if you slow down, but yeah, you're on the clock, so you're definitely encouraged to go as fast as you can. you do earn extra time between stages. It's based on how many cars you've taken out. Oh, whoops, I really screwed that up. That wasn't good at all. Okay, got a buzzsaw. Yeah, the game knows that the buzzsaw is more than a little broken, and it gives you a time limit on that. Oh, damn it. Of course, hitting the drink also takes it away from you. Oh, damn. I seem to have better luck in this stage if I head to the right early on, but sort of didn't remember that. This might still be doable. This has been unpleasant, but I might still pull this off. Not getting that buzzsaw is gonna hurt though. Gonna hurt a lot. Now, I don't think I'm finishing now. This is looking, sheesh! Barely fit in between those there. Nope. It's definitely over. Damn. Oh well. That was terrible. Yes, Fun Spot actually has both speed buggies. It has the 1 monitor version and the 3 monitor version. Nah. Oh well. I was hoping I could show off a bit more of City Bomber, but there you have it. That is a lovely, beautiful, obscure game that is just... more people need to know about it, and that tends to be one of my main reasons for wanting to show off a game on a Thursday. Alright, I have one more game written down on my list. I've definitely got plenty of time after that. If somebody wanted to see one of the earlier games again, I suppose I could play that again. I noticed that some people stopped in and were like, oh, what are you doing for planes or trains? And I already went past them. So I could actually double back. I'm fine with that. Or I could play some other games. There's no shortage of vehicular games out there, so I know I won't have a problem coming up with some. But I do have one more game on my list, so I couldn't resist this one. Chances are you're not familiar with it by its name, but you probably will be familiar with it once I actually start playing it. This is another one from Konami from 1986, and I do have this one on Game Room again. As a matter of fact, I also have the NES version of it, but it's not called Top Gunner. In much the same way that certain games got renamed for their arcade release, but ended up getting released on the NES under their original Japanese name. Well, actually, this game literally fits that same category. And in other later releases, yeah, that just became the name it was most famous as. Konami seem to be regular perpetrators when it comes to that. Perhaps most famously, Nemesis is the arcade name for the game, but in the U.S. anyhow. But it became renamed Radius to match the Japanese version when it got released on the NES, and even when it came out on Versus hardware, another arcade version of it, yeah, It was called Versus Gradius. Yeah, so as you almost certainly recognize now, this is Jackal. Jackal is the name that this game is much better known under for its use in the NES and whatnot. But yeah, this is its original US arcade release. You can actually see the US flags trailing behind the Jeeps, and as far as I know, that's pretty much the only difference. That and the title screen. Yeah, the two Jeeps, they're color-coded in the on the NES version, if I recall correctly, but here they're numbered. Yeah, 1 and 2. Yep. Yeah, yep, just coming into chat, yeah. You all recognize this one, it's Jackal. So, if you're not so familiar with this game, overhead, screen scrolls as you move. 2 attack buttons. You have a gun that always fires straight up, like a game ground character. And the other button is for your sort of special weapons. Rescuing those glowing POWs upgrades it. It starts with a grenade, which does actually have the advantage of being able to attack over walls. But it gets replaced with a missile, your first upgrade. And from there, the missiles gain, the missiles are a lot faster. They'll start gaining a blast radius bonus. You are in a Jeep, you can simply run over these soldiers. You don't want to get shot at point blank. You can destroy most things with multiple bullets, but yeah, these rescues here, breaking open the camps you can't do with bullets. Yeah, your objective here is to rescue prisoners of war, get them airlifted out of here. The Jeep is now full, and the way you get the big points is to get all of them to the helipad and rescued in one smooth effort. As in, not having to pull away and make the helicopter wait. Actually can't hold him. But there's also a drop-off point right ahead here. I might be able to come back to that guy. See, I'm getting increasing points for each one. Full credit, yes. Got out of the way just in time there. And now I have the, as an extra bonus, full power-up. My missiles now have a extra shockwave to them. Travels out 4 directions there. It does take a moment before it's released, but it is very, very useful. Oh, whoops, I was not prepared to shoot you. There we go. That should be the boat. There we go. Ah! Ooh, that's a lot of ammo. No, they got me. Well, I got the first rescue perfect anyhow, so I'm off to a good start. Oh dear, nope. Yeah, you see, I was powered down for a moment there. I had a smaller shockwave, only 2 directions, straight left and right. Now I'm at the full diagonals again. Yeah, if you're familiar with the NES version, you might be used to, like, quickly moving in one direction, firing, and backing off. And you can't do that here, much like the arcade version of Contra. you have shots that travel in other angles. As your vehicle turns, you see it's not instantaneous, it rotates, and it will fire in whatever direction it's facing at the time you hit the button. To quickly turn one direction, fire, and back off, well, you can't do it too quick, or else you'll fire at some very weird angle and not hit your target. Which makes the game a lot harder to learn than its NES counterpart. Even if it is otherwise shorter. The game does actually have... Oh, darn. The game, unfortunately, does have an exploitable spot where you can actually be safe from those bombers that show up when you stay put too long. And just deal with endlessly respawning enemies. As a matter of fact, I think it's not too far from here. But, yeah, I never actually learned that. And let's face it, what fun is that? But that is something that is doable. I don't think anyone would take a score set that way seriously anyhow, but that is a thing. If you have an Xbox 360 and Microsoft Game Room, and you can't get it anymore if you don't already, the #1 score on the leaderboards for that will show you how that technique was done. You can watch the replay for it. But I am going to actually try to make forward progress and earn points in the intended manner of rescuing as many hostages as possible, as safely as possible. Got it. Power up at maximum, rescuing a power up guy under that circumstance gives you a very nice bonus. The enemy jeeps are the nastiest. Actually, I'll be completely honest, I'm kind of surprised I've made it as far as I have already. By all rights, I should be making it this far without too much difficulty, but Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa! Hello. There we go. Alright, got the good missiles again. The explosion animation is fantastic. Pull up again. Right. Ugh. Get that tank out of there. Yes. It's 3 perfect rescues. This is going extremely well for me. The minefield's coming up. Ooh. Yeah, having the shockwave on the missiles is very, very helpful. Especially when you're up against turrets like that, right behind bunkers. missile will be stopped by the wall, but the shockwave will still go through and get the thing. Oh. Oof. Damn it, come on. Hit the guy. Get that guy. There we go. Whoa! Really? Ah! Nuts. Oh! Yeah, you can still crash into a vehicle, even if you've defeated it, before it blows up and scatters. You can actually still crash into it. That's what happened there. Well, I broke 200,000. I am happy with that. 207,300. That's a very, very good run of this game for me. Very good run. Whew. Very happy with that. World War II submarines apparently do come with lasers, at least in this universe. Yeah, this game did a fantastic. I'm very, very fond of Jackal, or Top Gunner, as it's called here. Yeah, it's apart from the typical leech point thing that tends to plague a lot of Konami's games for whatever reason. Yeah, they did a very, very good job of balancing this game out. It's very playable, it's very fair, it's very satisfying, and it is great, great fun. Well, I still have about half an hour to go on my schedule here, and that was every plane, train, and automobile game that I had written down as something to show off. So at this point, I would gladly open it up to the crowd. If there is some other game out there that prominently features planes, trains, and or automobiles, I would be happy to play it. And maybe it's something I know something about, maybe it isn't. But either way, I can give it a look. I know that a couple of games were mentioned earlier. One of which, called Super Locomotive, definitely sounds like one that I wish I had. I don't. I will definitely keep that in mind for the future. Road Blasters, of course! Road Blasters, done deal. Done deal. Road Blasters is beautiful. Beautiful. I'm just writing it down for my own future edification here, so that later on I won't have to watch the video over again to know what order I played things in. Road Blasters. I think it's going to matter much. Okay, Atari 87. I think it's all one word, despite what the game list here is telling me. Find that out. Yeah, it is all one word, but it is a mid-caps. There we go. Yeah, one of Atari's more fun and playable games from the era. Yeah, compare and contrast with the driving scenes in Batman. Yes, Fun Spot does indeed have a Road Blasters, and I have spent a decent amount of time on that. And there is actually a neat little sort of high score technique that I can show off on this as well, if I can manage to pull it off. Lasers, special weapon. Yeah, this is one I'm probably going to want to use the mouse on, but we'll see. Whoa, whoa, whoa! What's the car doing? It won't go straight! Ugh. It keeps wiggling back and forth. What's going on here? Alright, so I'm gonna have to try to get something. Hold on a moment. Where is the recent ink? I'm almost certain that there's a way to make this You know what? Let me try something. Let me try enabling mouse control. That's probably going to be a much better way of trying to play this one. At the pedal. Users special weapon. That's a lot better. Okay. Drive down the road. Shoot other cars. Grab the fuel orbs. Oh, whoa. Starts out simple enough.
Approaching rally point.
Ugh.
Shoot opponent for score.
So this game actually has a score multiplier based on accuracy. You can keep hitting other cars without missing.
Warning, low fuel.
You can get your multiplier up to
Danger, mind ahead.
something, I think it goes as high as 9? 10? Once you get it up, you can start really earning the big points by actually crashing into the turrets at the side. Yeah, I did that on purpose. For some reason, crashing into a turret gives you a big chunk of points. You actually sort of explode it repeatedly and get quite a lot for it. But, oh, damn. Assuming that you can afford to lose the time by running into it. You can get your score multiplier up off of the other cars And especially by crashing into them near the end of the
What a
track.
move.
Ugh. You can, really start racking up the points.
Fuel level critical.
Damn. That wasn't good. Alright, take care. Glad you could stop by. Great Saxon Man. I always liked this music in this game, the high score table. I'll give that another play. That was pretty short. I can probably do better in the first 3 stages than 50,000, but let's go ahead and try that. Just to showing off something new anyhow. Ooh. Whoops. Damn. It's not the ideal choice of buttons on the mouse that things are mapped to. I'll have to look into that for the future. That's set up a little better. Oh. So apparently the purple cars are armored. Ugh. Score multiplier up to ×3. Just lowered it to 2. Yeah, look what happened. Oh, I did so wrong. That was terrible. I'm going to, I'll give that another shot. Defaulted to 3Ks. Oh dear. Let's try that again. Yeah, watch the score. I'm gonna collide with a turret near the end. I should make it so far. Just watch the score at the bottom right as I do that.
Special weapon lost.
Oh, I missed it? You're kidding me. Definitely not the ideal controls for this game. Could be a lot worse, though. Ugh. That's alright. I only wanted to show off one little thing anyway. Alright, so... I can't even screw up properly! There we go. You see how it just ticks up? Like that? Yeah. You can build up your score multiplier and you have the time and the fuel to spare, just ram into the turrets and you'll start getting big chunks of points out of that. Great stuff. I have no idea how it's choosing those initials. Yeah, the music in this game is fantastic too. When you first see a Road Blaster's cabinet, it's a sit-down deal. It looks like a rocket of itself. It looks a lot narrower than would actually be comfortable to fit in, but it actually works really well. And it's not a difficult game, but it definitely does require some skill, a good sort of analog balance to it. Ooh. Okay. This is a... I don't even know if this is an option for me, but if it is... Damn. Alright, you know what? Give me just a couple minutes here. Maybe I can make something amazing happen. this is worth trying. Hopefully I can show off a game that is truly unique. There's nothing else in the arcade quite like it. And it is something that, well, no emulator can really properly do it justice. This was a game that was really made with the arcade in mind. It has a very unique control scheme. And it is just fantastic fun. Especially if you have a proper partner. Someone who has just the right mindset for it. Give me just a moment here. I do apologize for the delay. See if this is going to be... Yes, looks like it. Alright, let's see if this will work. This is a truly right here. There are very few arcade game experiences that are more satisfying than Lucky and Wild. There's just something... Cap Howdy, good to see you here.
Okay, let's go.
Oh, I am very much going to need mouse controls on this one, so let me get that turned on. This is a game
Okay, let's go.
that is properly played by having a steering wheel in one hand and a gun in the other. That's pretty much all you really need to know about this one. Player 2 only gets the gun. And for them, it's essentially like a rail shooter. But yes, player 1 actually does drive the car. You've got the steering wheel, you've got the gas and brake. You can never come to a complete stop. And I think you do actually have something of a time limit. You're trying to keep bad guys from getting away. Something tells me that the controls are going to be a real nuisance, but I absolutely have to try. The mouse is going to have to be for the gun, so I'm going to have to set up the controls to otherwise be, oh man. I'm going to actually want to put the gas and the brake on the mouse, aren't I? Well, actually, no. Hold on. Okay. I can put all the car controls on the left hand. I'm gonna want to have the D-pad be my steering, left and right. How best to put that? I think that's how I tell it to do it. And that's going to be my gas, not my brake. Yeah, the rear view mirror animation there is fantastic. Okay, and the mouse. Yeah, mouse button for that. And I already know that the Yeah, I'll have the the emulator actually has a crosshair sight as well, so I know that that's working. All right. Let's see how this see if this will work well enough. Yeah, no substitute for the actual arcade experience, especially if you have someone in the other seat. Someone suspected of being a member of Big Sigger, the narcotics syndicate, was reportedly just seen on Maison Street. Get there fast!
That's him! Okay, let's go.
Ah! The rest of the voice didn't come through. That wasn't good. Ah! This is actually controlling quite well right now. I'm surprised how well this is working. Ah! Yes, Lucky and Wild talk to each other all the time during this. It's just like one of those 80s buddy cop films. Oh no, my car is totaled! Those creeps will make you pay! Driving straight through a mall, guns blazing. I have taken a crap ton of damage here, holy cow. Oh, definitely want to shoot out or steer well away from grenades. Ah! Getting nudged here. Here's the boss. I don't have much health left, but... Oh! Ah, damn! Nerds. Let me try that again. Shame that the sound emulation isn't 100% because Lucky and Wild talking to each other is one of the best parts of the game. They actually congratulate each other on what they did manage to accomplish when the game is over. Let me try that again. Continue count actually shows on the scoreboard there. Yeah, the gun on the actual arcade cabinet is a mounted gun. It is essentially a big glorified analog stick. It knows, you know.
That's him! Okay, let's go.
It knows what angle it has been tilted to, and that's how it knows where on the screen you're shooting. I say gun, there are actually two. One player, player 2 has their own gun, but it is player 1 that has the steering wheel, the gas, and the brake, and they do actually control the car. That is very, very much part of the game. Yeah, each stage starts with the loss of your windshield. Oof. Yeah, I had a lot of very fond memories of playing this in the arcades. It's an actual Namco arcade in a mall not far from here, a cyber station, so of course they had it. Ah. Whoa, rocket launcher. Ugh. Yes! Got him! Much better. Look at them. And of course they get out to arrest him.
Give it up. Well done.
Name Jerky, sex male, age 32, crime, drug trafficking. Then they pull into the Pink Cat's garage. The more enemies you manage to drop during the stage, the more money you get and the more repairs you can do. The narcotics we seized were just stolen by a team on the move. Go after them now!
That's it?
Oof. Definitely helps to shoot out obstacles, but sometimes you just have to steer out of their way. Ooh! Now they're throwing Molotovs. Ah! Later on, I hope I make it far enough. I think it'll happen later on in this stage. Oh, no. Now we're done. Damn. Yeah, you'll actually see enemies jump onto the hood of the car. It'll just like suddenly fill your screen. There's a portion where you're actually driving through an alley. The car's max speed becomes like 50 or something. You're just slowly dodging walls, and people start throwing things at you from the windows and whatnot. It's great fun. There we go. Yeah, it's like, in order to really play this properly, you need to have the gun, and it needs to be the mounted gun from the arcade game. Even if you had like a light gun, that's really no proper substitute. It really needs to be that proper pre-calibrated absolute position gun that comes mounted with, on the arcade game, and the steering wheel and the gas pedals and whatnot. This is one game that more than any other arcade game out there that I wish I owned the actual, original cabinet for. This is one game that emulation will never properly substitute for. Ever. You need the original hardware for this game. It's just so much fun. It's also a shame that one of the funniest things in the game, the dialogue between Lucky and Wild, for whatever reason, doesn't play mid-level. Then there is quite a bit of it. It's just great fun. I love this game so much. I wasn't able to watch chat much during that game because it locked my mouse away. Hopefully I can be forgiven for checking back in on it here. Yes, Lucky and Wild. You guessed correctly. Yeah, the sprite scaling in that game is used so very, very well. Yeah, that was well worth the extra time to try to get that running. Everyone you know loves the game. Yeah, I don't know, and I think I have maybe occasionally encountered someone online that doesn't like Lucky and Wild, but there's something wrong with them. This game is fantastic. Love Lucky and Wild so much. There really should be some sort of a follow-up or whatnot to that game. But I can understand, I mean, it really is a game where the controls make it to a great degree. So that is, yeah. I'm glad I thought of that. I'm surprised I didn't think of it earlier. But, yeah, it is, If you ever get the opportunity to play Lucky and Wild on an actual arcade cabinet, do so. You won't regret it. Especially if you have someone you really trust to take the other gun with you. Or you could let them drive if you don't trust that, you just want to shoot things. I remember seeing stories online back when the game was decidedly fresher. People talking about the experiences that they had playing it with their partners. The friendly ribbing. It's like, where'd you learn to drive? And that sort of thing. And just like people simultaneously just going like, ah! They're about to crash into something. It's just, it is a true experience. And one that will never be properly replicable outside of its original habitat. As far as I know, FunSpot has never had a Lucky and Wild. I would love it for them to get one. They would probably accept one in donation if somebody had one and wanted to offer it to the museum. Change lanes. Yeah, I have enough time to squeeze that in. As much as I would love for Lucky and Wild to be what I ended on, I do have the time. So I will go ahead and take a peek at this. I am playing this blind. I have never heard of this game before, but I do see it here on my list, so I will go ahead and give it a try. Taito's games are usually very solid. Hopefully this is one of them. Every now and then, pretty much any company will make a stinker. So let's see what we have here. Initial tests indicate seizure-worthy. This is going to be a slow boot. Oh dear. That effect. That's going to be part of this game too, I can tell. Is this going to be analog controls or... Gear shift. Oh no. I hate it already. For 1983, that is a very, very impressive graphical effect. Yeah, that on a modern standing, that looks terrible, and it actually sounds absolutely horrible. Let me lower the volume on that. Holy crap, that's just obnoxious. Yeah, graphically, looking at that pseudo scaling effect, I mean, you can see how the ground is drawn in pixels and things are scaled up. That is actually very, very impressive to me. Something tells me this is not going to run well at all. Ah, come on. No, I don't have mouse control enabled. R is very, very sensitive as the controls are set right now. Oh! Gotta let an ambulance by. This would actually probably be pretty... Oh, that's a hill, isn't it? I don't want to go in the water! Let me out of there! No, a tree! Uh-oh. Wait a minute. It's an amphibious car? Are you kidding me? Okay, now that is a clever thing right there. I don't think I've ever known a video game to have an aqua car. That's well, I suppose actually in Spy Hunter, I think you are actually sort of depicted as switching between a car and a boat. They actually give you an aqua car. Okay, that's very, very impressive to me. All right, this game is pretty cool. Surprised under the circumstances that I'm actually managing to complete these levels, although I am doing them all at the last moment. Okay. Here I was thinking I was going to be screwed when I hit the water, but no! I can actually totally drive on the water. Yeah. Aww. I missed my exit. You only had 1.8 miles to go. Well, that's oh well. That was something I did not know about, and wow. For its time, that must have been one incredible marvel right there. And yes, aqua cars are real things. These are things that actually do exist. Supreme King of the World. 1, 2 tree. Oh dear. It's like that joke about the Spanish fireman who named his 2 kids Jose and Jose B. That's amazing. What a neat idea. The graphical effect for the time is absolutely astounding. But for them to actually make the car amphibious, that's very, very impressive. Wow. Well, so I don't know about the rest of you, but I just learned about a fascinating new game. Might actually be able to get that playing a little better. The only real issue I was having was with the controls. Some fiddling. I could probably get that to work relatively well. Yeah. Rugian? Never heard of that one. That doesn't seem to be so. Huh. Something. I don't know anything about that one either. That at some point. Action Fighter has a transforming car. Alright, it's good to know that there are definitely other games that fit this theme, but, I am, oops, sorry about that. I am out of time now, and I do need to, take care of a few things. It's a space shooter, alright. Yeah, obviously, you know, there are all sorts of video games that involve cars. But I was hoping to show off some of the more unique and interesting ones, and that definitely happened. Very, very much so. And of course, I did sort of round that out by yeah, the first half was planes and trains. Planes, of course, being relatively common, but I tried to keep it to a nice, neat little core there. And yeah, as you might imagine, train games are rare, but I did find a few that I was able to showcase there. So yeah, that's your Throwback Thursday for the week. Planes, trains, and automobiles was the theme. I will be back on again at around 10:15 p.m. Friday night Eastern Daylight Time. And that should be the last week for the foreseeable future that I will be starting come next week, it should be back to 9 p.m. every night. Very unlikely to have an off cast this weekend, unfortunately. I suspect I'm going to be busy taking care of a number of things. But, yeah, I should be back on again. Tuesday and Wednesday will be Fire Emblem and Master of Magic, respectively. And if you have any ideas, any themes that you would like to see done on a Throwback Thursday, please send me a message here on Twitch or Twitter if you prefer. I am at the Zopmeister on Twitter. The is important. And I may just use it. And hopefully something fun will come of it. And if I don't get any ideas in, I'm sure I'll come up with some idea at the last minute. I always do. At the moment, I don't have any other particular ideas in mind, so if anybody has a theme to suggest, very good chance that I will use it. I'll see who else is on and post someone if something interesting is going on. If you are so inclined, feel free to stick around for that, but otherwise, to those of you who are watching this after the fact, take care, enjoy yourselves, never forget to play.